Hi, this is Jonathan from Gravitee. Today, I'm going to run you through Gravitee's new A2A proxy capability, a new way to proxy interactions between agents that use the A2A or agent-to-agent protocol. In this example, I'm going to be using this demo project proposed by Google, in which a multi-agent chatbot can discover other agents, such as this currency converter agent, which in turn can use an external currency exchange REST API to get exchange rates. Both of these agents are using an LLM in order to help with the interactions. Now we're going to focus on this connection between the two AI agents that are talking over the A2A protocol. By default, this demo project allows these agents to connect directly one to another, so there's no security, no observability, no governance, and no control on the way these agents can interact. Also, the A2A protocol itself is somewhat complex in that it requires an initial HTTP request that uses JSON RPC, and then the agent can stream back messages asynchronously as part of its response. So in order for a gateway to be able to proxy this kind of protocol, it needs to be able to support protocols like HTTP and server-sent events. So the Gravitee gateway can do this. With Gravitee, you can now proxy interactions between two agents that are talking over the A2A protocol. I'm going to start by creating a new A2A proxy. And when I choose the backend service, the type of backend service I want to expose, you can see here I can choose from a classic REST API, protocol mediation, Kafka, or agent proxy for the A2A protocol. I'm going to expose this on a path called A2A. And now I need to give the URL of the agent I want to proxy. So I'm running this locally with Docker, and it's available at this URL. Okay, I'm going to now save this API. And before I deploy it, I'm also going to enable logging so that I can monitor all of the interactions between the client agent and the server agent. And I'm going to add a rate limit policy to limit the number of times that the client agent can invoke the server agent. I'm going to set it to a maximum of 1 request every 30 seconds. Okay, now my A2A proxy is set up. I can deploy it. Now I can open up the example currency conversion application by Google. And as you can see here, the first step that I need to do is to register an agent. So I'm going to register my currency conversion agent. And now, rather than directly connect to the agent, I'm going to provide the Gravitee Gateway proxy URL here. Okay, now my client agent has discovered the currency agent, and it's discovered its agent card, which describes all of its possible operations. So now that I've actually registered this agent, the first thing that I'll notice is that if I come back into my API in Gravitee and I look at the runtime logs, I will see that an initial request was made by the client agent to request the agent card. So I can see here that my client agent has received the server agent's agent card, which describes its capabilities. You can see here it says helps with exchange rates for currencies, and it gives me examples of prompts that I can provide. So these two agents are going to be talking over natural language, and these are examples of prompts provided by the server agent. So now that my agent is connected, I can start using it. So I can go and start a new conversation. I can say, for example, 1 USD to euro. Okay. And now if I head back to Gravitee and I check the logs of my API, that we have a post request, and inside this request, I have my client agent asking a question, which is visible here. So I can see 1 USD to euro. And what you'll notice is that actually as part of this interaction, there are many messages because my server agent has sent back messages saying I'm looking up the exchange rates, I'm processing the exchange rates, and then at the end it finally returns my exchange rate. And now, of course, if I try and go back to my agent and request multiple times, On this last request, you'll notice that the client is not going to respond. If I head back to Gravitee and check my logs again, you'll see that I've got a 429 error. So I've hit a rate limit. I've limited the amount of times that my client agent is able to consume the server agent. Of course, there are many other kinds of policies, security, control, observability capabilities that you can now perform on interactions between your A2A agents. Thank you very much.